Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the big question Caitlin Clark is trying to answer. Why are NBA ratings down? I know you've heard the theories. Some say it's because of all the three-pointers. Others blame the injuries. And some even suggest that the NBA should start its season on Christmas to avoid competing with football. But guess who just came in and dropped a bombshell about what she believes could be behind those declining ratings? None other than Caitlin Clark, and trust me, she just exposed something that many weren't talking about.
The court's alive, the crowd's on edge. Caitlin's taking shots, living on the ledge. Triple threat step backs, logo range threes, breaking down defenders like it's poetry.
So, Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever star and all-around basketball phenom, was on the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers. And she dropped a theory that made us all go, huh, that actually makes sense. Caitlin's theory is simple, but it's so powerful. The average basketball fan just doesn't realize how good NBA players really are. Sounds wild, right? But when you break it down, it's logical and it adds up. Here's the thing. Everyone's been pointing fingers at things like three-point shooting or lack of physicality in the NBA, right? Caitlin said, hey, it's not that the players aren't trying. They're just so good that it looks like they aren't.
What are your suspicions potentially as to why the NBA ratings would be down?
Honestly, I feel like the average just basketball fan doesn't understand how good NBA players are, and they think it looks like they're not trying. I promise you they're trying. They're just so good. That's why it looks like they're not trying. And obviously,
now think about that for a second. NBA players are so skilled, so precise, that what we think of as lazy play is actually just elite skill in action. Simply put, what we see as effortless for others to do, we have to factor in the insane amount of practice it takes for them to pull it off. Take three-point shooting, for example. Caitlin Clark is the queen of the deep shot, right? She set records for the most three-pointers in a season, not just in women's basketball, but in college basketball, period. So when she says, I love three-point shooting, it's not a surprise. But here's the kicker. She doesn't see the record number of threes as a problem. In fact, Caitlin's all about the evolution of the game, and she thinks it's just another example of basketball's evolution.
the physicality of the league has changed a lot, and I wasn't around when it was much more physical, and maybe people want more beef and physicality, and people think it's gotten soft, but I think that's also because the skill has just changed. And
Caitlyn said it's not about the number of threes. It's about how good these players are at making them. Think about it. When every team has 4 or 5 three-point shooters on the floor, defenders can't just guard the paint like they used to. They can't just stack bodies in the key anymore. You've got to guard every inch of the floor. So yeah, it looks like the defense isn't as physical, but that's because offenses have become so explosive. And that's where Caitlin Clark drops another truth bomb. The NBA is always evolving. You can't expect the game to look the same as it did in the 90s with Michael Jordan, or even in the 80s with Magic Johnson.
That's what's great about basketball. It's always evolving. It's going to be different than when MJ played. It's going to be different in 10 years than it is now. So it's hard for me to put my finger on why it has gone down. And also it's competing against a lot of football right now. You have to take that into consideration. Football is just, that's America's favorite thing. I think people should I love 3-point shooting. I love seeing guys just launch threes, but not everybody loves that. So I don't know.
It's a new era. Players are faster, stronger, and more skilled. So if it looks like the game's less physical, it's because the skill level has risen. For instance, let's compare the original Super Mario Brothers to the new-gen Mario Kart. Both are iconic, but the game is wildly different because of advancement in technology. Now, Caitlin doesn't just stop at breaking down the game itself. She also touched on the real competition the NBA faces: football. Let's be honest, football's king in the U.S. There's no denying that. Caitlyn pointed out that during the NBA's early season, they're competing with college football and NFL, which both dominate the sports scene. So it's not like people are tuning out basketball because they're bored. They're just busy watching football. Caitlyn's point is clear. It's not that the NBA is broken, it's that basketball's evolution is hard to recognize. When everyone looks smooth and effortless, it's hard to realize how much work and skill goes into that kind of play. When you watch someone play the piano well, you don't see the years of practice behind those perfect notes. You just hear the music, and it sounds so easy and so good. So, what's Caitlin's resolution to all of this? Well, she's all in on changing things up in the NBA. How about a 4-point line to really spice things up? She's ready for the next level. And honestly, aren't we all? Think about it. If we're going to see even more incredible shooting, why not throw in a 4-point line into the mix? It will make the game even faster, more exciting, and just a little more unpredictable. When you add a new challenge to a game, suddenly things get a little more interesting.
What do you think about a 4-point line?
I love that. Let's do it.
That's
a
actually
great idea.
genius. That is
Adam
genius.
Silver, 4-point line.
How does the criminal justice major come up with the best marketing plan right here?
Sometimes you just got to open your eyes, Jason. Look at the sheet of paper in front of you.
Or we could get like just 2 spots.
If you're wondering if Caitlin's criticism of the NBA's current state is harsh, think again. Caitlin's respect for the players' skill is clear, and she's all about growth. She's in the game to watch basketball evolve, just like the rest of us. The point is, NBA players are doing things now that we never thought possible, and Caitlyn Clark is all in on that. So the next time you hear someone complaining about NBA ratings, just remember that Caitlyn Clark's perspective might just be the wake-up call that's needed. So, what do you think? Is Caitlyn Clark right about NBA ratings? And what do you think can be done to bring back more eyes to the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this song titled Dribble Up. Until next time, keep ballin'.
Lace up, focus tight, feel the fire ignite. Caitlyn Clark's ready, this is her night. From the baseline to the arc, she's running the show. Dribble up, it's time to glow. The court's alive, the crowd's on edge. Caitlin's taking shots, living on the ledge. Triple threat, step backs, logo range threes. Breaking down defenders like it's poetry. She's got the focus, the grind in her veins, turning every doubt into moments of fame. From Iowa pride to fever's rise, dribble up, it's her time to shine. Every step, every move, she's setting the pace, leaving defenders lost in space. From no-look dimes to breaking the play, Caitlin's leading the WNBA. Dribble up, break it down, watch the game ignite. Cross them up, step back, switch, she's taking flight. Ballin' hard, every shot, hear the crowd erupt. This is CC's court, man, dribble up, triple threat, feel the fire inside. Freezing defenders, turning the tide. Hard work pays off for cups filled up. No quit, all skill, man, dribble up. Training maker, she's a highlight reel. Every step on the court, she's keeping it real. Coach White scheme, the team's in sync. Caitlin's got the fever right on the brink. Handles like magic, shots rain from the arc. Every play she makes ignites the spark. From doubters to believers, she's leading the way. Changing the game, redefining the play. Every step, every move, she's setting the pace. Leaving defenders lost in space. From no-look dimes to breaking the play, Caitlin's leading the WNBA. Dribble up, break it down, watch the game ignite. Cross them up, step back, switch, she's taking flight. Ballin' hard, every shot, hear the crowd erupt. This is CC's court, man, dribble up, triple threat, feel the fire inside. Freezing defenders, turning the tide. Hard work pays off, her cups filled up. No quit, all skill, man, dribble up. From the doubters' noise to the fans' cheers, every move she makes erases fears. Lace up tight, the game's in her hands. CC's leading the fever stand. Feel the flames, CC Clark. dribble up, break it down, watch the game ignite. Cross them up, step back, switch, she's taking flight. Ballin' hard, every shot, hear the crowd erupt. This is CC's court, man, dribble up, triple threat, feel the fire inside. Freezing defenders, turning the tide. Hard work pays off, her cup's filled up. No quit, all skill, man, dribble up.